Okay, so we've got first place. I'm going to actually copy it down this time. That's 7, 10, 4, and 8. And we've got J, S, C. So you want to do head to head. So J versus S, J versus C, S, J, C, J, C, S, C, S, J. How many comparisons are we going to have? So the number of comparisons will be 3 times 2 divided by 2, right? So that's going to be 3 comparisons. What are those comparisons? This is how I like to write it out. So if we have J, S, C, I think of, okay, J versus S. And then J versus C. Okay, so now we did, I'm not going to do now S versus J because that's already accounted for here. I'm going to next do the S versus the C. Okay, now how do we actually do this? So it's like you only have eyes for these 2 candidates. Now look at these 7 people who ranked it in this fashion. Okay, who wins these 7 votes? Is it J or S? And we only have eyes for J and S.
J.
J won those 7 votes. Yeah, so J won 7 plus. Now over here, it's like you can cross out the C. You don't even look at the C. You ignore the C. So S wins these 10 votes. And then J versus S. So over here, who wins the 4 votes? J or S?
J.
J, because it's ranked higher, right? Even though there's C there, we only have eyes for J and S right now. And then here, S or J gets the 8 votes.
S.
S. Okay, so who wins in this head-to-head? So this is 11 versus 18.
S.
S wins 1 point. Okay, so S is the winner there. Okay, so I want you to try to do the same thing for J versus C and S versus C. And I'm going to find you my favorite song. Let me know if you've ever heard this song before. I just noticed that Michael Bublé did a version of this. It's Sunday. I mean, it's Friday. You can get into it. All right, have you heard that before? I'm hoping that'll help you to remember that you only have eyes for S and C here. Okay, so S gets those 7 points, 7 votes. Okay, so S and C. So S gets those 10. And then C and S. You only have I's for C and S. So C gets those 4. C and S. C gets those 8. Okay, so who wins with the pairwise comparison method?
S.
S, because S has a total of 2 points, J has a total of 1 point, and C, sorry. So Smith, in most of our methods today, using this preference table, won, because I think Jones won 1. So Smith is the ultimate winner. With pairwise. Okay, and how do we know how many comparisons would you have to do if there are 4 candidates?
Six.
Yes, good job, because it would be 4 times 3 divided by 2, which is 6. What about if there's 5 candidates?
10.
Yes, okay, good. So you see, it can get to be a lot of work. You know, on an exam, I'd probably give you a certain number so that you can demonstrate that you understand this method, but I don't know that I would give you something with 10 comparisons, because then if you can show me in 3 or 6 comparisons, then I am confident that you know what you're doing. So, but maybe in the homework, you might have to try to do one with 10 comparisons, because that's when you are really trying to learn the material and practice it, because practice makes
Perfect.
perfect. I never taught you that. Practice makes, that's an old saying.
Perfect.
No, practice does not make perfect. Have you ever met anyone who is perfect? Practice makes better. You got to change that mindset. Okay, nobody is perfect. You're going to be really feeling bad all the time if you're thinking you have to be perfect. Okay, so you want to just keep in mind, practice makes better, and keep thinking that. Okay, no one's ever going to be perfect. And we have to kind of, and recognize the mistakes that happen and just try to learn from them.